Hello friends and welcome. What could be better than being able to create a favorite makeup look for a ridiculously inexpensive cost? Well, actually, I think we can all think of several things that could be better, but that's for a whole different video on another day. Today, I thought it would be fun to share with you some amazingly affordable drugstore makeup products that can absolutely create a beautiful look for those of us with mature skin. If you've dropped by this channel for the very first time today, I am so glad you decided to join us, and I hope you enjoy today's video. And if you do enjoy it, I also hope you'll click that subscribe button before you leave. Every Thursday on this channel, you'll find makeup and beauty tips, techniques, and product information that's especially important for those of us who are over 50. And as an over 60 working makeup artist myself, I certainly understand and appreciate that a few things in our makeup routine need to be tweaked as we move north of 50. And from time to time on this channel, we also delve into fashion and wellness tips as well. I also want to extend a warm welcome back to those of you who are returning. It's wonderful to have you as part of our family on this channel. Before we get started, I want to share with you some interesting information that I recently came across, which I think can really give us an extra incentive to feel very thankful. And it all has to do with our fellow inhabitants on this planet. The population of the Earth is 7.8 billion people, which is a pretty difficult number to really comprehend. But if you condense 7.8 billion into 100 persons and then into various percentage statistics, the resulting analysis is much easier to comprehend. So out of 100 people representing the population on this earth, 30 have internet access and 70 do not. 7 received a university education, 93 did not attend college. And if you have your own home, eat full meals, and drink clean water, have a mobile phone, can surf the internet, and have gone to college, you are in a minuscule privileged lot, because this is a category that includes less than 7% of the Earth's population. And most importantly, among these 100 people in the world, only 8 live to or exceed the age of 65. So those of us over 65 have cause to be very grateful and cherish life. It's pretty startling, I think, to think of our lives in these terms. But now, back to makeup and on to creating a ridiculously inexpensive makeup look. I've already done my skin prep, applied eye primer, and done my brows, since I think watching someone fill in their brows is a little like watching paint dry. But let me share with you the products that I did use. Milani makes a great eye primer for a really good price, but it's a clear color, so it doesn't cover up discoloration, which most of us need to do. So I have yet to find an inexpensive eye primer that is tinted and matches my skin tone. But if you happen to know of an inexpensive skin tone eye primer, please let us know about it in the comment section below. Today, I used the eye primer potion from Urban Decay in the color Eden. For my brows, I used e.l.f.'s Instant Lift Brow Pencil and their e.l.f. Wow Brow, which contains some volumizing material. And here are those e.l.f. products. And I also use this wonderful eyebrow brush from e.l.f. And by the way, all of the products that I'll be using in today's video will be listed and also linked in the description box below. In fact, in the description box, I've also now included a link that you can use to access a full range of products that I use and recommend on a regular basis. Everything from skincare and sunscreen to blush, foundation, and favorite fashion pieces, and just about everything in between. If you choose to use any of the links to purchase a product, there's no extra cost to you, and I do receive a small commission, which really helps me continue to do these videos. So I do thank you in advance if you choose to use these links. I'll also list the cost of each of the makeup items I'll be using today on the screen. I'll be using the costs listed on the product's website, but as we all know, we can often purchase these products for even less money if we purchase them through other sites. So first, we'll start with eyeshadow. I really love the e.l.f. No Budge Matte Shadow Sticks, which come in 8 different colors, and I have 4 of them. And let me swatch them so you can see these 4 colors. The top one is Vintage Suede. The next one underneath it is Thrift Shop, which is a much cooler tone. This darkest tone is called Cool Beans. And they also have this gorgeous blue called Out of Sight. And they're called No Budge for a reason because it took me some effort to get them off the back of my hand. These are great for quick and easy eyeshadow looks. But today I'm going to use some of e.l.f.'s $3 bite-size eyeshadow quads. There are 12 of these quad palettes, but I will say that the quality of these quads does vary slightly. I love the pumpkin pie quad, which I unfortunately haven't been able to find among my makeup supplies, but here's a picture of it. But here are my other 4 favorites that I regularly use. The Cream and Sugar Quad, which has 2 shimmers and 2 mattes. This is I Love You a Latte, which I accidentally just dug my nails into. This is Carnival Candy, which I love because of the burgundy and blue shades. And this is Truffles. The I Love You a Latte quad has 4 mattes, the Carnival Candy quad has 3 mattes and a shimmery blue, and the Truffles quad has 2 mattes, a black with some slight sparkle in it, and a grayish taupe metallic. I'm going to go ahead and use some shades from the Cream and Sugar quad as well as the I Like You a Latte quad. And I may not be able to resist applying some of the metallic blue to my eyes from the Carnival Candy quad. The quality of each of these little quads is pretty darn amazing. They're pigmented, they glide on easily, and the shimmers are really quite good. So I'm first going to apply the lightest color from the I Love You a Latte quad on my eyelids. And you can tell this isn't an optic white, it has more of a yellow undertone to it. Then I'm going to combine the 2 middle shades and use them in my crease. And as you can see, they go on so easily and just blend beautifully. And this is really incredible for a $3 product. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit higher above my crease since I have hooded eyes. And I'm using my Sigma E25 brush. And by the way, while I'm doing my eyes, I wanted to let you know that the eyebrow pencil I used from e.l.f. is really amazing. I'd forgotten how good it is, but it filled in my brows faster than probably any other brow pencil or powder that I've used lately. It's called their Instant Lift Brow Pencil. So I think you can see what a lovely, neutral, and everyday look that creates. And I'm going to take a brush and just blend it out a little bit more. Now I could certainly just stop here, but I'm going to put a little bit of a deeper brown on the outer edge of my lids and the outer part of my crease. And I'm going to use the deepest brown from the Cream and Sugar palette to do that. And as you can see, this isn't terribly deep brown, but it is a nice contrast to the other 2 colors. And since I have very deep set eyes, I have to make sure I get right into that crease area. And that's the reason I love this little brush that is angled so I can really get into that crease. And then I'm going to go back to my blending brush. And I'm taking my original brush with the lighter color on it just to make sure that the lighter color blends in with the deeper color. Then again, I'm going to take the brush that I used to apply the lighter color and just blend in the edges. I'm going to use the deepest brown from the Cream and Sugar palette as my eyeliner. Then I'm going to combine these 2 lighter colors from the I Love You a Latte palette and use on the outer third under my eye. Unfortunately, I haven't found a drugstore mascara that works for my very sensitive eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes and use my Tarte mascara for my upper lashes. But mascara is definitely the product that drugstore brands do the very best. I particularly like L'Oreal's Lash Paradise, but CoverGirl Essence and Maybelline also make some really good mascaras. Now let's go ahead and add mascara. And this is my Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara, which I will not do without. There are several really good drugstore foundations, but the one that gets my vote for the best foundation at the lowest price is Wet n Wild's Photo Focus Foundation. It comes in a matte formula and a dewy formula. For my dry skin, I prefer the dewy formula. The dewy formula comes in 18 different shades, and my best match is the Rose Ivory. I'm not a big fan of paddle applicators, but this foundation is worth it. Just going to pat it in first. And then I'll buff it in. And I love how lightweight this foundation feels, and it has really good medium coverage. Now, if you don't like a foundation that's quite this dewy, the matte formula works very well. And sometimes I like to just combine the matte with the dewy, so I get sort of a nice satin finish. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll probably know that e.l.f.'s Hydrating Camo Concealer is one of my all-time favorite concealers. It works beautifully for under the eyes and also for other areas of my face. The light peach shade works great for me as an under-eye corrector, and the fair beige works well applied over the corrector and also on other areas of my face. I'm just going to dot on the light peach in the area where I have the deepest dark circles. And then I'll just press it in, and the warmth of my finger really helps it blend in well. And then I'm dotting over it just a little bit of the fair beige. And I'm just going to press it in so I don't disturb the corrector underneath. This is a little bit lighter color than my foundation, which is exactly what I want for under the eye, and also carrying it down just a little bit lower. It gives some brightness to the face. And to ensure that my concealer doesn't crease, I'll pat on some Rimmel Stay Matte powder in the shade Creamy Natural. And I'll also apply it to my T-zone where I get some shine. e.l.f. also has a great setting powder called their Halo powder, but it is a little bit more expensive than the Rimmel powder, which is why I opted to use the Rimmel powder today. Just going to pat this under my eyes. And this also helps brighten under the eyes, which is always a good thing as well. And then I'm taking my powder brush and going over the T-zone. And this is the e.l.f. powder, and I have it in the pink, which also gives a nice brightness under the eyes. And I'm going to take a little bit more of this medium tone eyeshadow and go under my eyes. For my contour, I'll use a drugstore product that I've used for years. It's Wet n Wild's Contour Stick in the shade Wears Walnut. And this is the coolest tone of the three that they have. It also comes in two other lighter shades that have a warmer undertone. Since it's a stick, it can be a little bit more challenging to blend into the skin evenly if it's applied directly to the skin from the applicator. So I'm going to apply the contour to the back of my hand and then blend in a very small dab of moisturizer. Then I'll pick up the product with a brush and apply it that way. Adding the moisturizer makes it far easier to blend this product into the skin. This is Wet n Wild's Wears Walnut. Then I'm going to dab on a little bit of this moisturizer from Clinique. It's their Moisture Surge. Then I'm going to pick it up from the back of my hand with this brush from Real Techniques. And as you can see, it also makes it easier to apply, but it also makes a sheer application. It really means that it makes the application pretty darn foolproof. I'm going to bring a little bit under my jawline and along my hairline, just a touch. And then I always like to take my foundation brush and just go around the edges to ensure that there are no harsh lines of any kind. And this makes for a nice, soft, neutral daytime application. I absolutely love e.l.f.'s Putty Blush and their Luminous Putty Blush as well. I have the Putty Blush in the shade Bora Bora, which is a very light pink, and the Luminous Putty Blush in the shade Bermuda, which is a darker pink. Let me show you some swatches of these two blush colors. This is Bora Bora on top, and underneath is Bermuda, which has almost a little bit of a peachy tone to it. But in order to create a more cohesive look today, I'm actually going to use my lipstick color as my blush. I'm going to use the same application method for the blush that I used for the contour. I'll put the lipstick on the back of my hand, then add a little bit of moisturizer, and then apply it with my brush. This makes it so much easier to apply. I'm going to be using the gorgeous shade Garnet from Wet n Wild's Silk Finish lipstick line. And this shade is actually just called Just Garnet. And here's a swatch. As you can see, it does have some shine to it. So I've added the Moisture Surge to the lipstick, and now I'm going to pick it up with my Sephora 56 brush. And as you can see, it doesn't look quite so scary a color when the moisturizer is added to it. And it really applies easily this way. I really love using my lipstick as my blush, and it certainly cuts down on the cost of products too. And I'm just going to go over the edge with my foundation brush. This lipstick is such good quality, and I don't think you can find a less expensive lipstick out there. These lipsticks are also pretty long lasting with a great shade range of 23 colors, and a number of those colors are dupes for high-end lipstick colors. And I want to give a shout out to Trudence because I know she also loves these lipsticks. And I think the shade that she likes is Dark Pink Frost. After trying one of these lipsticks for the first time, I went a little crazy and I bought 6 other shades because I was so impressed with them. But all 6 shades together cost less than what it cost to ship them to me. Let me swatch all 6 of these shades for you because they are really gorgeous. And I'm going to have to get my glasses out to take a look at the color names. This is Retro Pink. This lighter frosted shade is called Pink Ice. Next is Light Berry Frost, which is a little bit deeper. Then we have Fuchsia with Blue Pearl. This deeper color is Blind Date. And this last color is Cherry Frost. Now, of course, these are colors that work with my cool skin undertone, but there is a gorgeous peach, which can work beautifully for neutral and warm undertone skin, and also a gorgeous coral color that looks fabulous if you have a warm undertone. And there are some deeper, richer colors as well. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the brand Wet n Wild for my highlight product as well. My favorite is their liquid highlight in the shade Halo Goodbye. And this liquid formula also comes in 3 other colors, 2 of which look great on warmer skin tones. But Wet n Wild's less expensive highlighter comes in a stick formulation, and that's the one that I'm going to be using today. It's called When the Nude Strikes. And I'll apply it in the same way I applied the contour and the lipstick as blush. This product also comes in some beautiful warm-toned blush colors. So I'm applying it just on the upper part of my cheekbone. And I think you can see the added glow. And I'm sure that many of you know that e.l.f. has come out with a wonderful dupe for Charlotte Tilbury's Flawless Filter Highlighter. e.l.f.'s version is called the Halo Glow Liquid Filter. The Charlotte Tilbury highlighter costs $46 for 1 ounce, and the e.l.f. version costs $14 for 1.06 ounces. Both can be used as a primer, or they can be mixed with foundation, or simply used alone as a highlighter. I already have concealer along the edge of my lips, so I'm just going to apply my L'Oreal Age Perfect Lip Liner and then the Wet n Wild lipstick in Garnet. The L'Oreal Age Perfect lip liners are a little more expensive than the Revlon Color Stay lip liners, which I also love, but the L'Oreal lip liners help prevent lipstick from migrating into fine lines, which is why I need to spend a little bit more money to get the L'Oreal Age Perfect lip liners. And by the way, the name of the lip liner is Perfect Burgundy. And my gloss is from Maybelline. It's their Lifter Gloss in the shade Opal. And I'm going to take a little bit of the Pink Ice lipstick just to lighten this color up a little bit. And it would have worked a lot better if I'd used the light color lipstick before applying the gloss. And the final touch is setting spray, and e.l.f. makes a really wonderful one called their Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. I'm going to spray some on my dampened makeup sponge and then press it onto my face. This really has a nice light, fine mist, but if you don't like the smell of coconut, you will not want to invest in this setting mist. I happen to love it. And it does say it's a dewy setting mist, and I think you can see that it added a bit of glow. Now, of course, setting spray isn't a product we have to use, but it does help makeup stay in place if we'll be out and about for a long period of time, either during the day or the evening. So here's the finished look. I'd love to know if you're a fan of any of these drugstore products, and if so, which ones? Or if you have other drugstore favorites, please let us know the ones that you love in the comment section below. And also please let me know if you'd like to receive my weekly newsletter. It includes favorite makeup and skincare product finds, as well as makeup tips and some fun short articles. Just drop me a line at boomerandbeyondbeauty@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to make sure it comes your way each Thursday. I hope to see you again next Thursday, and until then, I hope you stay happy and healthy and have a fabulous rest of your day. Take care.